I'm Merrell Bailey. I'm an estate planning attorney and I have the best job in the world. Every single day, I help people in my own neighborhood make decisions that make their life better. I am one of 7 children, and my parents are much older than the parents of my peers. And I became an estate planning attorney because I realized that I was coming up with issues with my parents with aging that my friends and my siblings and I were completely unprepared to handle. When my parents got older, the one and only professional who ever spoke to them about the fact that they may not at some point be safe living in their own home was their physician. My father was furious. My mother realized the wisdom of that discussion. So I make it a point when I'm meeting with my clients, no matter what their age, to discuss with them that at some point in the future, they may not be safe living in their own home. One of the benefits of living in a small town is that a lot of my clients are the parents of my friends from high school. And recently, my friend Amy sent her parents in to meet with me. Now, I've known these people since I was a teenager. And I said, I realize you're living in the same home you lived in when I knew you 30 years ago, in the big house with 4 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms, with the tennis court and the pool on the lake, with the jet ski and the hot tub and the motorboat. And I said, what plans have you made for in the future when you're not going to be able to take care of such a big house? You know, what have you thought of doing in the future, and what timetable are you looking at? And Amy's mother laughed and said to me, oh honey, she goes, we're too young to think about that. She's 77, her husband is 81. She said, I'm middle-aged. And I said, no. I said, really, it's unreasonable to think that you're going to live to age 154. Which is half of 77. I said, you're really not middle-aged, and we have to come up with a plan now. Let's work on this now so that we're not doing crisis planning. They were shocked. They hadn't expected the conversation to go there. So I said, what did you think this would ever happen? And they said, oh, well, we would assume we'd move in with Amy. You know, she's got that big space over the garage. I don't know what developer ever thought that calling the space over a garage is an in-law space. It is typically accessed by this very narrow, steep staircase. So I reminded her that that's how you got up to the space above Amy's garage. And I said that if mobility issues, which are one of the primary reasons why people move out of their home, is why they were going to be moving out, they certainly couldn't move into some place that was only accessed by a staircase. I then asked them, if the reasons they're moving out is that they're going to be needing help with the activities of daily living, did they really want their daughter to help them with dressing, with bathing, with their bathroom habits? And again, they had never thought of this before. I said, are you willing to let her do that? Is she willing to do it? I mean, I know Amy, she loves her parents, but this is a dynamic that I don't think a lot of people have thought through. They left that day. It was a really great conversation. And soon after, I got a call from my friend Amy who said, oh, I'm so glad that you talked to them about this, because I can't, as the daughter, I can't have that conversation. And she said that they are looking at their alternatives. I had discussed with them bringing home into their help into their home. But one of the problems with bringing help into your home that the elders don't think through sometimes is that you become a hostage in your own home. The more people you bring in, the less often you go out, and you're at the vagaries of someone else's schedule. In addition, with an adult child, or someone has to manage all that care. And I know before we moved my parents into assisted living that I was spending at least 40 hours a week managing their care. And that it was an incredible burden, and I wasn't sleeping. So one of the other things I learned from my parents' experience is when they did move into assisted living, they had several great years. They regained a lot of independence that they didn't realize they had given up. Because when I was going over to their house, or one of my siblings, to take them where they needed to go, because we had already taken away their car keys, which is a completely different discussion we can have another day, they were at my schedule when it was convenient for me to take them to the grocery store, or for me to take them to the mall, or for me to take them wherever I wanted them to go at that time. So my parents regained that independence. My friend Amy's parents now have their house on the market. They are excited about the new chapter in their life, and they're looking forward to it. I learned about these tools and discussing these things through my colleagues at WealthCounsel, through the educational events that WealthCounsel provides, and through discussions on the listserv and in the in-person meetings. It's been invaluable. Thank you.